In the summer of 1997, a man named Daniel Rourke vanished for nearly 2 weeks. One moment, he was driving along a lonely stretch of highway outside Sedona, Arizona. The next, he was gone, missing without a trace. When he finally returned, barefoot, dehydrated, and confused, he claimed he had not been lost, he had been taken. Daniel insisted he spent those missing 12 days aboard an extraterrestrial craft, one unlike any technology known on Earth. And unlike many alleged abductees who described fear or pain, Daniel said the beings who took him showed him something far more unsettling: the truth about humanity. A truth so staggering that he spent years afraid to speak it out loud. And even worse, when he finally did, he discovered that people in power did not want the world to hear his story. Tonight, in this episode of Secret Origins, I'll bring you Daniel Rourke's full testimony, the memories he recovered, the message he was given, and the disturbing revelations about who we really are and what's coming next. Daniel's story begins on the night he disappeared. He had been driving home from a late shift, the desert sky moonless and silent. A strange haze began to rise off the asphalt, shimmering like heat, though the air around him had suddenly turned cold. His dashboard lights flickered, the engine sputtered, and a deep vibration rolled through the car like a distant thunderstorm. Then, everything went still. Daniel remembers the steering wheel locking beneath his hands, his vision blurred, and for a moment he could not tell if he was sitting, standing, or floating. The next sensation was of weightlessness, as if his entire body had been lifted and suspended in open air. Beneath him he saw a blinding white surface glowing like frozen light. Above him, bands of blue circled like rings. He tried to look at his arms, but there were no arms, no body, only awareness. As his eyes, or whatever sense he was using, adjusted, he detected movement. Tall, slender shapes drifting through the haze. Their forms glowed gold at the edges, as though lit from within. He could not see their faces clearly, but he sensed intelligence. He sensed them watching him, and somehow, he understood he was safe. Soon, the haze faded, and Daniel found himself standing, if it could be called standing, on a flat, radiant floor inside a chamber with no walls, no corners, no shadows. Everything was illuminated by a soft, ambient light that seemed to come from the very air. Two beings approached him. They were vaguely humanoid, with elongated limbs, no visible mouth, and skin like smooth, silver-blue glass. They spoke without sound. At first, their communication felt like flashes of intuition, small impressions entering his mind, but quickly it became clearer, like thoughts placed gently inside his own. They asked him to follow. He obeyed. One led Daniel into a tall, cylindrical structure that wrapped around him like a translucent shell. A faint hum filled the air, then a soft ripple passed over his skin, leaving behind an unfamiliar sensation, like wearing something weightless and invisible. When he looked down, he nearly gasped. His body had taken on the same pale, silvery appearance as the beings. They had given him a protective skin. He felt no weight, no temperature, no heartbeat. It was as if the body he wore was only a temporary vessel, something created for him, not made of him. One of the entities projected a thought: "You are prepared now, you may enter." Daniel stepped out and found himself in a long corridor, brighter than the chamber before, with seamless walls that curved upward into a domed ceiling. As he walked, he noticed something impossible. The space seemed to shift slightly as he moved, adjusting around him like a dream responding to thought. At the end of the corridor stood a woman, a human woman. She appeared to be in her 30s, with dark hair, calm eyes, and an expression that radiated warmth. Her presence felt oddly familiar, as if she had known her long before this moment. She greeted him, but her lips did not move. Her voice echoed gently inside his head. "Welcome, Daniel." He tried to speak out loud, but no sound formed. The woman smiled and told him not to try. She said, "Just think. Thought is the purest language." Her name was Ilara. She explained that she had lived on Earth decades earlier, before choosing to remain with the beings she called the Guides. She reassured him that he was not dead, not dreaming, and not in danger. He was aboard what she referred to as a luminous vessel, a transport that traveled not through ordinary space, but through layered dimensions of light. Before she could explain more, 3 figures approached. One was tall and elegant, and the next was smaller, more similar to the first beings he encountered. The third, the smallest, radiated an unmistakable authority. Daniel felt an intense presence, ancient, wise, and powerful. This being projected a calm certainty into his mind, telling him that he would be shown things long hidden from the human race. The being introduced itself simply as the Elder. And with that, Daniel Rourke's journey and the unraveling of humanity's true origins began. The Elder gestured, and the air around Daniel shifted like ripples on water. The corridor dissolved, replaced by a vast chamber so large he could not see its boundaries. The floor beneath him appeared transparent, revealing swirling clouds of light far below, moving like storms on a distant planet. In the center of the chamber hovered a sphere, brighter than the sun, yet soft enough to look at without pain. Within the sphere, shapes moved like memories trapped in crystal. Ilara appeared beside him again, though he never saw her walk. She explained, "This is the archive, a memory of everything your species has forgotten." Daniel felt the Elder's presence expand, touching his mind lightly. A single thought echoed within him. "You are ready to see the beginning." The sphere brightened, the chamber darkened, and then Daniel Rourke was no longer standing on a ship. He was witnessing Earth, not as it is now, but as it was millions of years ago. A barren world, no cities, no humans, only storms, volcanic fires, and primordial oceans. But something else was there too. Descending from the sky were luminous shapes, ships made not of metal, but of living light. They moved with purpose, settling into the oceans like seeds falling into fertile soil. The light spread through the water, altering it, infusing it, accelerating what should have taken billions of years. Daniel watched cells divide, transform, evolve, not randomly, guided, as if an invisible hand sculpted every branch of the tree of life. He whispered a thought. "We didn't evolve alone." Ilara answered softly, "No species ever does." The vision shifted again. Now he saw tall figures, early humans, not yet fully human. They stood confused and frightened as the luminous visitors approached. The beings did not speak. They only touched their foreheads, and with that touch came something new.